Hello, everyone. It's Sunday afternoon. It's late. Oh, it's almost afternoon. It's a nice, lazy day. And my name is Infinity, and I am the host of the very popular series In Bed with the Infinity Shift. Yes, very popular. um, I so what we're doing, we go through and we talk about everything that is awesome about living a single life. And one of the things that I missed the most when I was married for all those many, many years was doing sleepovers. And it was always one of my favorite things to do as a teenager. I would, sleep over at girlfriends' houses or they'd stay at my house. And when I got married, I just never did that anymore. Maybe once or twice with my mom, but like never without my husband and kids. And yeah, it was so anyway, this is something that I really, really missed. And this is one thing that's awesome and amazing about, excuse me, about being single and free of some of those things that tie you down when you are committed to another human being. Especially one that, wants to snuggle and stuff all the time. Um, so anyway, Anna and I had a sleepover last night, and if you watched our show last night, you met Anna, but I'd like you to meet her this morning if you haven't. This is my friend Anna.
Good morning or
Good
good
morning.
afternoon.
It's not quite, we're not
Almost.
quite there. I guess we're bad. We have been up, just so you know. We had breakfast. But we wanted to, well, okay. I had this scheduled, and lucky Anna gets to help me talk about it. But today we're going to talk about exes and what you do with your relationship on Facebook. Once you have announced to the world that you are no longer together, and so the word is out, and you're faced with a decision. What do you do with your Facebook friendship? Do you keep it? Do you block it? Do you just let the friendship go? And depends on how good of terms you're on. So there are several schools of thought on this. And the first one I want to get out of the way is the easy one. And that's whether or not to block someone on Facebook. So what blocking means, if you, in case you don't know, is they can't see anything you do, public or otherwise. If you unfriend someone, that just then they can only see your public posts. If they go to your wall, but you're no longer friends. But if you block someone, they can't send you messages, and you can't contact each other, and they can't see anything you post ever, even your profile picture or anything like that. So if you change it, they can't go to your page. So in what kind of situations would you block someone? If you're mad at them, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think would be a
I
situation that would go ahead?
think exes where you absolutely do not want any contact with them whatsoever, ever, I think. Like an ex husband.
Okay, yes. However, there are situations that you might want to still have access to their page or have them have
True.
access to yours, like if you're
True.
still connected through
Yep.
children or something like that. Really, the only time I would recommend blocking is if there is some kind of threat, like if they're actively using information from your page against you, or they're collecting. I don't know if they're collecting information, but even then, if you have mutual friends, they can get around it and spy on you somehow. It's just the way life is. So blocking is an extreme, in my opinion, totally extreme. And honestly, if anybody ever blocks me, I feel totally offended, and I think about it all the time, and it's horrible. It's only happened a couple times in my whole life because I'm pretty scary.
I'm scared of
Okay,
you.
so let's talk about unfriending. Um, do you unfriend your exes? What do you do out there in Facebook land? There's nobody on right now. So, uh, what have you done in the past? And my friends have kind of we all disagree on this. We all have different philosophies on this one. Um,
I do not.
you do not. You do not. Tell
I
me
do
why.
not. Because I feel like I like to keep my friends close and my enemies even closer. So I just like to keep my finger on the pulse of things.
Okay. All right. Hi, Wendy. Okay, so that's a really good point.
Hey, Wendy.
That's a great point because when you know what's going on. Sometimes you just really need to, right? Sometimes you need, well, yeah. Anyway, so I that's a good one. Jeez, it just totally threw me off. Oh, Wendy, sweetheart. Um, any other reasons why it would be good to keep your friends close and your enemies closer? What kind of how has that helped you?
Oh, good question. I don't know if it's helped me. It's just, it makes me feel more in control.
Mm-hmm. Reassured. So here's one way is, my ex-husband, there's no communication whatsoever except about the kids and all that kind of stuff. But, if the kids are on a trip or something, I want to see pictures and he's not going to send those to me. So my kids have an entire other area of their life that I don't share with them anymore. So my ex-husband's page really for me is just, an album of my children. So that's kind of nice to see what they're doing and what they're enjoying and what they're exploring and experiencing. And so my ex-husband and I are actually technically still friends on Facebook. Um, but when there are big emotions involved, what are your feelings? Do you think unfriending is the best thing to do? How do you heal? I guess the question would be, for for keeping an ex-boyfriend or an ex-husband on your page?
I mean, obviously, if you want to stay friends, if you want to try to develop a friendship
Okay.
out of what used to be a relationship.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Um,
But that's hard.
it's very hard because often if you have that feeling that you want to continue the friendship, then there is maybe more. It's harder to not. Those blurred lines are difficult. Those
Blurred
blurred
lines.
lines. Yes, you know the song
Good
Blurred
song.
Lines. Yeah,
Good song.
yeah. It's really difficult to once you're away from the relationship for a while to really remember the reasons you broke up if you're trying to develop a friendship um, after time has passed. So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it's difficult. What's another reason you might keep an ex on as a friend on Facebook?
God, all those reasons seem unhealthy, don't they?
Hmm. Yes. Yes. Okay. So here's a big one that I've run into with my clients is they don't want to hurt their feelings. They don't want to hurt the other person's feelings, or they don't want them to be mad, or they don't want to be the first one to block or unfriend, not block, unfriend, and this is a moment where you have to ask yourself what is best for you. Can you really be yourself on Facebook if this person is still your friend? Are you changing the way you would normally live because this person is there watching? So maybe it's not the healthiest thing. That's something you need to kind of dig down deep and decide if that's if what your real reason is. Any other reasons you can think
To keep somebody
why
in
you
your
would
own.
keep somebody? So that you want to keep the friendship. You want them back in a relationship. Um, you don't want to hurt their feelings. I thought we had one more, but we didn't write them down. So
No.
anyway, so okay, so we've discussed the reasons to keep someone. What about the good reasons or bad reasons to unfriend? How would that help you? How would that help you move on?
You just don't have the option to go and look
Great point.
and sit there and see and remember and think. You just cut it off and you are forced to go cold turkey,
Yeah, exactly.
which is hard.
It's a
Cold
really good
turkey is
point.
hard.
Humans are naturally voyeuristic. So when we are, when we break up with someone, right afterwards, we're all in their business and like, what are they doing? Well, they're not having as much fun without me, and wherever you are in your relationship, and you want to check on them, make sure they're okay, see what they're up to. And when you unfriend someone, it's not quite as easy to see all that stuff, especially if their posts are not public. So, and here's another thing: once you unfriend someone, they will know it. They will know you're not friends So if you ever want to be friends again, you have to like ask them. This can be a little awkward as well. So it depends on where you see the future of the relationship.
I have never done that, so
No, no, never gone, oh, I regret unfriending you.
no,
Well, that's good.
never.
All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's talk about the voyeurism a little bit. So what is that healthy?
I don't know. Maybe some people, it helps some people to process feelings and emotions so that you can move on.
Okay, good point.
Maybe.
Very good. Not maybe, definitely. Yes. Sometimes it helps to watch someone take the next steps in their lives for you to move past the relationship in your heart. Um,
Very true.
yeah.
Yep.
Uh, okay. And then at that point, can you let go and unfriend and
Well, at that point, hopefully it helps you move on so then you don't care. And then they can just, you don't have to take the step of unfriending once you've moved on in your heart.
okay, good point. Yes. I love it. What have you done in the past? I want to hear from you guys. Uh, do you unfriend your exes when you're no longer together? Um, and are there special circumstances? Yes or no?
Jeez.
Okay. What's another question? Another question I was going to ask you is, so if you go ahead and unfriend someone, what does that allow you to do? What does that free you up for? I think the first thing I would say is it does allow you to live in a way where you're not watching your back. If whether things are like just whether things are amicable or not, whether you are watching yourself just because you don't want to hurt the other person, or you're watching your posts and your actions because you are protecting yourself or you hate them or whatever, it's still controlling the way you would normally live your life. And Facebook should be a place where you can live your real life, right?
That sounds funny, but okay.
Okay, you're right. There's so much fake out there. I mean, really, the healthiest way to live is
You,
living genuinely.
yeah, like posting without thinking about what this other person might possibly think when they see your post.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah,
You don't have
exactly.
to worry about it.
Yes. So that's it. To sum up, really think about the reason